Zai's
Damaging
pushing.
a fight on the other side. How close is he? If the Ancient is fully exposed, can they outpush the Brood? Brood only has an half HP. The cancels of the TPs. Can they kill the Ancient? No way! Talon, you better be careful because Zai is coming for your base. And he will win game 4. Oh my goodness!
This opportunity for Zai did not come out of nowhere. He and the rest of Team Liquid made several crucial decisions to create this opportunity, while Talon made some game-losing blunders. Let's examine what went right for Liquid, what went wrong for Talon, and how all of this produced one of the most exciting base races we've seen in a while. Liquid is struggling to win fights against Talon. They decide to switch up how they're playing and instead not take fights at all. They start dodging Talon and split pushing other lanes. Broodmother, played by Zai, is a great hero for destroying buildings due to her high damage output and spider army. She can also be very difficult to catch while in her webs, which offers increased health and movement speed and allows her to move across any terrain. At 27 minutes, Talon starts taking Roche top, and Zai sees this as an opportunity to breach their high ground bottom. No one on Talon goes bottom to contest Zai, and they're taking a long time to finish Roche. Lucky for them, they have 2 glyphs to use as defense, but allowing Zai to do this is a bigger mistake than they realize, as they'll come to find out later. Zai is able to take the tower and melee racks and is barely able to survive when BKB TPing home. He should have died, but Tiny tossed his teammate Morphling instead of Zai. Tiny also had multiple other ways to stop Zai's TP since Zai's BKB was running out before his TP finished, the first of many crucial mistakes. About 10 minutes later, it's the same thing we just saw, Talon taking Roche top and Zai pushing their base. Although this time, Talon wise up and sent Darkseer to defend, but Liquid feel more prepared now and decide to smoke to contest Roche. It's a 4v4 at Roche and a 1v1 in the base. Jabs does his best to stop Zai and gets pretty close to taking him down, but in the end, Zai solo kills him and is able to take mid and bottom racks, while his team manages to win the first real team fight of the game and get the Aegis. Liquid just need to take top racks before they get mega creeps, which doesn't secure them the win, but puts them in a pretty good spot for it. They start pushing high ground, but Talon manages to defend and even kill Zai, who had just bought back a little earlier, so he's out of the game for 2 minutes. Talon continue to chase Liquid, but fail to notice that their mid and bottom lanes are pushing hard into their base since Zai destroyed the racks earlier. The creeps do a significant amount of damage, almost destroying a tier 4 tower. Elder Titan TPs back to defend, while his team is able to also kill Pango and Void, leaving only Liquid supports alive. Despite killing all of Liquid's cores, Talon can't push their high ground because their lanes are pushed back too far, so they all go home to heal and then kill Roche. A teamfight breaks out in Liquid's jungle. All of Liquid's cores die, but this time they all have buyback. At this point, Talon are playing much more aware of their lanes, so they send 2 heroes back to push them out. Unfortunately, this is where one of their biggest mistakes was made. Darkseer pushes through mid, then connects back with his team top. Nice. Ember cleared 1 wave bottom. 1 wave. Before running across the map to rejoin his team. Clearing 1 wave bottom was not enough. These are super creeps, so it won't be long at all before another wave is pushing through Talon's base, which is exactly what happens. And remember how I said Ember ended up running across the map back to rejoin his team? Why would an Ember Spirit ever have to do that? Well, it's because he didn't throw a remnant down before he TP'd back. If he did, he could have pushed many more waves bottom and instantly rejoined his team. Also, it's an hour into the game and he still doesn't have boots of travel. Big misplays from Makoto here. This fight will decide the game, and Liquid don't have many resources to work with. No Chronosphere, no Pango roll, no False Promise, and no buybacks on any of their cores. They're doing their best to poke at Talon, but things are looking pretty grim. Nisha, Mickey, and Boxy all die. Boxy uses buyback and almost dies again, but is saved by a Glimmer Cape. It was extremely important for Boxy to not die back here, and you'll see why soon. Talon just need to start hitting buildings, but just as we thought, creeps are entering their high ground bottom. Zai, Boxy, and Insania together have no chance of defending against all of Talon's heroes. Zai sells his BKB and Nullifier to buy boots of travel. He TPs to his creeps in Talon's base who are already pushing the tier 4 tower. Now, Liquid supports need to stall as long as they can, and they have 3 spells that end up being great for this. 2 stuns with Rubik's Lift and a Stolen Avalanche, and a disarm from Oracle's Fate's Edict, which will prevent a hero from attacking for 5 seconds. Thankfully, Liquid still have a glyph, so they use it right when their last tier 4 tower dies. Talon, on the other hand, doesn't, because for some reason it was wasted 20 seconds earlier when there were no creeps in their base. My guess is that it was used by Darkseer when he bought back and TP'd in with Boots of Travel to ensure the creep didn't die, even though there was no real threat of that happening. If that's actually what happened, that was a ginormous misplay by Japs. All of Talon sees what's happening in their base, and they don't like it. Ember goes to TP back, but it's instantly cancelled by a root from Insania's Fortune's End. Morphling goes to TP, and 0.3 seconds before it completes, it's cancelled by Boxy's stolen Avalanche. Morphling waveforms towards Oracle, but is disarmed for 5 seconds, and when that ends, he's lifted and thrown by Rubik. Liquid supports aren't letting him do anything he wants, which is awful for Talon because he's their strongest hero. He needs to be hitting buildings. Zai's instinctive play, selling items to buy boots of travel, and full sending it to the enemy base, while Insania and Boxy used everything they had to hold off Talon, was truly incredible and why I love watching Pro Dota. In the end, Talon cracked under the pressure, making crucial mistakes such as not pushing lanes enough and wasting glyphs. On the other hand, Liquid rose to the occasion, finding ways to do a lot with only a little and setting themselves up for opportunities for greatness. GG Liquid. If you enjoyed this type of video, be sure to let me know by giving it a like. If you want more videos like this, consider subscribing. Don't forget, I made a Discord server, so go check it out, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something new with me.